Returning to Provincetown this year, sort of had some ideas of where I wanted to go, sites I wanted to work at. So I returned to Race Point, and I sort of felt like last year was a chance to kind of work out the logistics. Like how can I physically get my stuff there? How can I make the work? And this year's really felt like okay, now it's time to sort of hit the ground running. And I've been drawing a lot out at Race Point, and that's really sort of expanded the way I've been thinking about the landscape out there. So I've been making these large, you can see it behind me, these large drawings on canvas, working on it on a big table, piece by piece, and combining these different vantage points out at the end of Race Point. I have to kind of wrestle with the thing because it's flapping in the wind, and so the kind of logistics of how can I sort of work on this whole thing, and it's a challenge. Like the multi-panel paintings, they're all still done out on site, and these larger works in the room now, they're still this compilation of different vantage points in a very similarly to this sort of multi-panel way of working. The sort of orientation of the viewer, the orientation of the place sort of rotates around this central axis of the drawing in a way that can it feel closer to the kind of turbulence and weather and terrain of the place itself. That's something that's really been at the forefront of my mind, of my practice, that feels a little bit different than last year. I'm sort of breaking outside of the kind of rectangle of these individual vantage points and allowing them to sort of take shapes that sort of lock into each other and relate more specifically to the site itself. So that's sort of what I'm working on with these drawings. But the painting that's up in PAM right now, that's still working in this kind of multi-panel way, piece by piece, which I'm still working in as well, sort of in tandem with these drawings. And there's something about, with that painting, the kind of horizontalness of things, like the horizon, literally, like you go out to the beach and it's just horizon. And so I think that the multi-panel sort of lining up of these different horizon lines from all these different vantage points really lends itself to the site and the kind of physical experience of being in that place and sort of feeling the curvature and expanse of that horizon over the Atlantic. You know, just when I think I have it all figured out, like the shape of the beach changes or something. And so I'm constantly on my toes and always responding to what the place gives me. And, you know, I can think I have it figured out, but I never do. So my practice is really one of responding and sort of meeting the place where it's at and learning to work with it rather than against it, whether it's the tides dictating when I can or cannot access a certain place, or the weather conditions changing the physical conditions of the painting itself, or how I prepare my body. It's like always this sort of give and take relationship and between the place and myself and the painting, and the painting or the drawing is kind of evidence of that exchange that is always changing.